Previously on BMT Storytime.
It got crazy, like real fast. And as everybody's bickering and going back and forth, a lot of us are sitting here like, I'm confused. Because I ever looked in my wall locker drawer and saw my shirts were rolled perfectly, I probably didn't do it. Shout out to the people who knew how to roll shirts. Since the first day that I even saw those vending machines over there and saw that there's ice cream, I had been eyeing this strawberry shortcake ice cream. 99% of trainees fail their first wall locker inspection. 99% fail. What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. You guys keep liking all of my videos that I've been posting, so as I promised, I am continuing the BMT Storytime series. I am going to be talking about BMT week 3, but before I get started, I just want to go ahead and say, for anyone who is new to my channel or who just subscribed, or if you're viewing my channel for the first time, if you clicked on this video because you think this is going to be one of the precise step-by-step videos of like what you're gonna do each week in BMT, I highly recommend you go ahead and click out of this video now, because that is not what my channel is about. My videos are strictly just my experience and they are just complete story time. So if you're looking for a detailed video on what you're gonna expect in BMT, I mean, I don't really think my videos can help you. But if you're here strictly for entertainment, well, welcome. I should really start giving that disclaimer at the beginning of all my videos. So I first want to start out with talking about the time that I thought I was gonna die during PT. During week 3, this is when you have your PT test. But before that, when you have to PT every day, you either have a strength day or a run day. You guys already know I can't run. I hate it more than anything in life. And before this PT test, we had a run day. The run days consist of running around the PT pad for 24 minutes straight, I believe, without stopping. You already see the issue with this. You already see my problem with where this story is going. On this particular day, it was very humid. And usually on the really humid days, I know like my performance during PT lacks severely. Like it just goes out the window. I don't know. From the minute I took off, I just knew I was about to die. Like I just knew I was going to die that day, because I instantly, like, I don't know, I just felt like I couldn't breathe, okay? And one thing that Air Force is actually really good about doing is pushing you past your limit, past the limits that you never thought that you could get to. So I remember it was like the last couple minutes of this 24-minute run. I am just dying. Like I cannot breathe. I did stop a couple times, and like sometimes they'll have all the MTIs outside to watch everybody, and if they catch you walking, they will run with you the entire time. And I remember I was just like given a light shuffle. Like I don't even think, I feel like people could have walked faster than I was like shuffling, honestly, because I was running so slow. I remember this one female MTI saw me and she starts running next to me, and I'm like, Lord, please. She's just running beside me and she's just like, come on, you got it, don't stop, come on, catch up to me. And as she's saying catch up to me, like she's running like ahead of me, so like that is causing me to run faster after I'm already dying and like having an asthma attack on the PT pad during my run. So like I'm at the point where I wanted to stop so bad, like low key, I just start wheezing. I'm running with her and it's so hot and humid and I'm like pouring sweat. And I am just like trying to keep up with her, but I'm like in pain. Like I am in physical pain. Like all I want to do is just walk and just like, or lay down, just do something. Like I just wanted to stop running, but I knew she wasn't gonna let me stop, right? Out of nowhere, like first of all, I didn't even know I could make these sounds, but I started to make this sound of like, I don't know. But like I started to tear up. Like you know how when you're about to cry, like your throat tightens up and like you kind of can't, like you can't swallow, you get a shortness of breath. Yeah, well this happened as I'm running and already can't breathe. I'm like gasping for air. As I'm like running with her, I kind of start to cry a little bit. My tears start, you know, mixing in with my sweat. I just start wheezing. So I'm running and I'm just like I didn't even know I can make those sounds. Like I didn't know that those sounds were physically possible for me to like to come out of my body. Like, I was shook at myself. I didn't know that I could even do that. Like, literally, it's like a combination of me gasping for air because I'm tired of running, gasping for air because my throat is tight because I'm like crying because I'm so tired, and my sweat is like mixing it with my tears, so like my eyes are burnt. Like, it was a freaking mess. Needless to say, I finished my run time, and she never left my side as I was running, so basically I ran it non-stop. I didn't die. Yeah, ever since that day, I have always hated running with a passion. So, but needless to say, it pushed me past my limits, and I passed my PT test. So the next story I want to talk about, and I'm sure everyone from my flight is going to remember this one, I'm going to talk about how my flight was probably the most hated flight of all BMT. Okay, maybe that's a little exaggerated, but like, we were at least the most disliked flight out of our whole squadron. So let me explain. Let's talk about it. We went to the clothing issue building or whatever, and that was the day that we had to spend all day there. So it was such a long process. It literally took forever, especially if you're like me, who was like disproportional limbs, okay? Because like I'm short, but I have long arms and long legs, so it literally took forever. I was one of the last people that got sized properly. So I remember as we're getting fitted, there were some girls either from like another flight or their whole flight was there and they just hadn't gotten sized yet or something like that. But there were other girls from other flights there. And I remember when they started calling people up to get fitted for our skirts that one of the girls came to one of our element leaders, right? She was like, are they sizing for skirts now? Because I guess she didn't hear the lady when she announced it. And the particular element leader that she asked was like, she kind of gave her like a bit of an attitude. Like she was kind of like, it was kind of like she was talking down to her like she was dumb. And I remember specifically she was like, yes, everyone else is. And then the girl like, she kind of stepped back like, oh, well, and our element leader was like, what don't you understand? And I was just like, okay, she just asked a question. Like, you ain't gotta give her all that attitude or whatever. And I remember another incident when we were all standing up getting ready for chow. We were all lined up, we're standing outside, and some girls from another flight had left their bags next to where we were standing. So they kind of went around and got their bags, and one of the girls that I was standing with in my element, I was standing behind her and she was gonna hand the girl her bag, and the other girl from the other flight turns to her and she's like, I don't think your MTI would appreciate you moving when you're in line. I thought she was joking. I thought this was somebody that this girl knew. Other girl that was with her, she just looked at her. She's like, stop being so mean. Like, you don't have to be so mean. She's like, I'm not. So after lunch, when I asked the girl like, what happened? Like, did you know that girl or something? Like, cause I thought they had beef. Like, I thought she knew her from like back home or something. And she's like, no, she just came up to me and she was just randomly da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's when we found out that there were a bunch of other flights who did not like us. Just off of certain leaders in our group and certain people in our flight who had interactions with people, whether it was in the dining facility or when they were working KP, which I'll get into that another time. And it honestly sucked because it wasn't everybody in our flight. It was just a few individuals who were, you know, kind of nasty to, you know, other people in other flights, and they kind of just looked at our flight as one. So I don't know, it was kind of like they kind of grouped us together and they just really didn't like us. So honestly, that was not the best feeling. So I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys already, but we did have 2 male MTIs, and since we were a female flight, it's a rule that they can't just walk into our dorm and just inspect us or whatever. Like, they have to announce themselves, can't come in, you know, after a certain time. That didn't mean that they couldn't send a female MTI to come check on us whenever they wanted. Because honestly, if it's a female MTI and it's a female flight, they can literally come in whenever they want to inspect you guys. On this one particular night, before we went to bed, our MTI told us, you know, get your night displays ready, get your uniforms all together, and be in bed by 2100. Like, no one should be up, you know, in the bathrooms doing anything. No one should be out of their bed. And he made it very clear to us. Like, for some reason this night he was just like real like strict about it. He was like, nobody should be out of bed by like after lights out. It was maybe like 5 or 10 minutes after 2100. People were all in bed, or so I thought. I remember seeing like somebody with a flashlight and they were like looking at the night displays and our uniforms. So I'm just thinking it's, you know, the people that live in those beds who are just making sure that their night displays look okay. Next thing you know, I hear talking in the bathroom. But I was exhausted. I didn't pay any mind. I just thought it was the girls from my flight. Come to find out, our MTI had sent a female MTI to come check on us in the middle of the night and check to see if we were all in bed and to see if our night displays and our uniforms were like good. She literally ended up taking 6 341s, 6 people's 341s who didn't have a proper night display. And she ended up catching people allegedly doing their hair in the bathrooms after 2100, took their 341s, and then she ran back and told our MTI. We got chewed out. Like, I'm just like, bro, we didn't even do nothing. Like, don't yell at all of us. I mean, we all weren't there. We all weren't in the bathroom. So remember a couple minutes ago when I said that I hated running and it's not my thing, and like I almost completely pass away and die anytime I run anything? Yeah, well, our MTI brought up the fact that there was a 5K coming up and you can either run it individually or you can run it as a flight, you win awards, all this blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to do it at first, okay? I was not going to do it. Why would I do it? Like, I would like to live. I kind of like life. But the only thing was the alternative was working KP duty, which I don't even, to this day, I really don't know what KP stands for. I want to say, in my mind, it means kitchen patrol. I mean, I think that makes sense, but I'm not 100% sure. But basically, you just work in the dining facility all day and like either wash dishes or clean up and everything else. And I was like, well, this is the only time that running actually sounds better than cleaning all day. So we started off as a flight, and my MTI starts freaking sprinting. And he starts calling Jodies. And I don't know if you guys know, but Jodies are like the little songs that the MTIs like to sing as you're like running and PTing, like left, left, lefty, right, left. Yeah, he was like singing those. I could barely make it through one. Like I kept up for like one Jody and then that was it. I like fell out. My goal for this 5K was to not fall out first. And I wasn't. I was like second. But anyway, the point is the fact that I finished this 5K and we did win a couple awards. Like I think we won the fastest female flight. It was crazy. And I was just happy that I freaking completed it. I mean, I walked like a lot of the way. That should be some motivation for somebody out there. You know, if I can do it, so can you. So during week 3 is when we started to really practice for graduation. And our MTIs would have us line up on the PT pad so that, you know, we can go through the procedures and everything. And for graduation, we went through the part where our MTI would kind of go through each formation and shake our hands and then give us our airman's coin. But the thing is, our MTI never shook our hand during practice. Like, that was just not a thing. And I think at one point, somebody from my flight asked him, like, how come you don't shake our hands? And he was like, he jokingly was like, I don't want to get pink eye. You guys are always sick. The very next morning, I kid you not, like 3 people woke up with pink eye. I don't know if it was because of our new sheets. And on top of that, this is the week that everybody got sick. Oh my God. There was like over half the flight, I swear to you, was like coughing or like sneezing or dying. It was, they couldn't see out their right eye. They was hearing colors. Like everybody was getting sick in week 3. So every night at like 2100, you would just hear a whole bunch of people coughing their lungs up. Like I swear to you, they were just like coughing and coughing and coughing. And I was just like, bruh. I just want to say that karma came back around in week 4 to me. And yeah, I ended up getting sick. But that is all I have for this video. Like I always say, we still have so much more to talk about. My first base Liberty experience, my Beast Week experience. Oh, and the moment that everybody broke up with their boyfriends back home for our brother flight. But you know, no, I'm playing, let me stop. But like I said, if these videos keep getting at least 50 likes, I will continue the series. We are almost halfway to the end of the series. They've all been doing so well, and I thank you guys so much. If you're still watching me by this point and you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.